Hi, welcome back to Canada Connect. Today, I have an extremely special guest on the show. He happens to be my friend for the past 15 to 20 years, probably. I've lost count. That makes us very old, but we're very, very young at heart. And he's been my mentor. He's been my guide, friend. He's been there, to lift me up when I've been down, and likewise. And he's been a PR person for Mr. Shamak Dawar, from being an RJ in Vancouver and on BBC Radio in UK. I can go, on and on talking about this guy. He does reviews on Bollywood films, and you have to hear those reviews. They're just really so funny and so straight to the point. And then just walking on appearance on red carpets and green carpets, and suddenly sitting with the big stars at shows like IFA and Filmfare, and flying around the world, from Egypt to China for different shows, and being backstage for Shamak Dawar, and tweeting live and Instagramming live. I don't even know, like, his passion for cooking, his passion for pictures, his love and skill for just creativity. And recently, his last thing that he recently started is his Instagram live shows that he's been doing. And today was his 50th show that he's just finished, and that's really fantastic. To give time. So without further ado, it's an honor to have Mr. Rajesh Mansukhani on Canada Connect. Rajesh, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
I, Rajesh, such a pleasure to have you. Like, it's really, I've known you, and you are such a creative person, and you are passionate, you're professional, you're a driving force to so many people, and you don't stop. You just go on. Nothing stops you. You just, like, keep at it. Like, how? And this, when Twitter came on, I remember you were one of the first few who were like, hey, Mitul, you have to jump onto Twitter. And now with these Instagram live, you've done like 3 seasons. Even Netflix doesn't do 3 seasons so quickly with your 50 plus episodes on Instagram live. So where is all this creativity from? Where did it start? Give us a little bit more about Rajesh.
I feel, Mitul, thank you for such introduction. It's like, it's always nice to hear it from you because I've got quite used to hearing really good things from you. So I'm so used to it. It's humbling to know that we are doing this today. It's beautiful that you're doing this Canada Connect. And I actually can answer it just very simply because you are just sitting here and you have started this thing called Canada Connect.
Yeah,
And I think that someone who has the desire to do something, nobody can stop them to connect.
that's true.
You have been there from a while, and I know how you moved from India back there. At the moment, I'm in India,
Yeah,
but by heart and by nature, I'm still a Canadian.
yeah,
And I think that one doesn't need to have any other way but to find their own inner strength to drive them to connect. And especially if you have decided to be in a line of public relation and you have to be on top of things, whether it was when Twitter was being launched or whether it's Facebook or all these kind of digital platforms that came into existence. I don't feel, I just was talking to somebody the other day and they said, what drives you? I said that, a car cannot be self-driven. You need to be the driver, and you have to be your driver on your own, because if sometimes people have a lot of chauffeurs and drivers, and but on a weekend, on a holiday, on a lockdown, you don't have those drivers. You have to do
that's
everything on your own.
yep,
So
yep.
at the moment, globally, with the Hollywood or Bollywood stars, everybody's doing dishes and cooking, and becoming master chefs. Some of them are becoming Instagram live chat chefs, chiefs. But
Right.
I think you need to have that drive within, and it's however cliche the answer may sound.
Right. No,
There
it's
are people.
absolutely true. It's absolutely, you said it very nicely. You can have a drive, you can have a car, and yes, there are these automatic cars that are coming up and selfless drivers and all, but eventually you have to have it from within. If you don't have it within, it's not going to go anywhere. So, but no, beautifully answered. Of course, I've always known you have a gift of gab, and you are in that perfect line of, PR, which is public relation, or pyar badhana and relationships. And so I've learned so much from you. It's like, I know sometimes I don't probably thank you enough, but today on this public platform, I really want to thank you, because you've helped and just been there for years for me as a friend, as a guide, as a teacher. As you know, I know we thank each other on Mother's Day and Father's Day and we wish because we've been there, so and apart from that, just personal level is one, but even professionally, from the time when I used to be in Shamak and I used to manage, be it in Hyderabad or be it in Toronto, and you've been there, ever since, telling me what to do, what are the new trends, and how to do this, or even if it's a press artwork, or if it's a write up, or it's this particular newspaper or this particular article, so much has changed. And even before we move into the PR, I want to first, like, what is your, I see you've dressed up and you have both the flags shining there, you know
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah, bang on. And so when did you first come to Canada? How did Canada become your home at some point of time? What is Canada Connect for you?
Just before I answer that, when you spoke earlier about the drive, and I did say that you have to have the drive within,
Yeah.
but it's not easy if you don't have you need to have the wind behind your wings. You need to have people who are supporting you to let it grow. You
Right.
need to have a good set of friends. You need to have your parents who support you with the decision. There are many Bollywood actors who have been engineers and then they suddenly become an actor. And there have been some actors who have given up and done that. I know a friend of mine who was a established lawyer, and he was not only making money, but he was very good in the field. He's given that up and he's doing fitness. And
Hmm.
that drive is in him to
Right.
be and make other people fit. But his parents, his wife, his friends have supported that whole thing. And I feel that without a support, you can't drive. So it's like, when I said you need a driver, I
Yeah.
forgot to add that you also need wheels. You can't drive a car without wheels, can you?
Absolutely. No, that's absolutely true. And I know you're quite motivated by this this SoFit guy. I've seen you mentioned him so many times on your shows as well, and we can see, because of course people who follow Rajesh and see some of his old pictures and see that the glowing Mr. Mansukhani that is sitting now, and being healthy, being food conscious, and what's going inside your body and so on. So yeah, if people want to get in touch, I think it's so fit. If you
It
can
is
give a
so
shout.
fit. It is so fit. It is
Yeah.
so fit. I think that I've been trying to give them the mantra saying that if you want to be fit, it's only so fit. But I
You know,
don't think that.
it goes so well with Canadians, because Canadians are so about everything. It's so hot. It's so Canadian. It's so, so the so fit just goes hand in hand. So people
Yeah.
wearing
No,
this,
it is
which are hard.
in a digital term, and sorry to this, but the point is that there's some people I have understood a little later in life that if you have got something from somebody, and these shout outs and the influencers and these kind of platforms that people are pushing each other. There is something which people have forgotten because they're busy only eating organic food. They don't understand that there has to be organic in everything that you do. So
That's
if
true.
I am sitting in front of a camera today, I am doing an interview, I am doing my live chat, and I am, aging, but I still have the people who are taking care of what I'm really eating and
Yeah.
being careful, then I think I owe them something. And it's just to mention that it is so fit. It's like I know that people walk the red carpet and the green and the yellow. I couldn't
Yeah.
wear yellow because I know your favorite color is yellow, but I don't have anything yellow. But people, have designers and they give a shout out to that because you owe it to a person who's making you ready.
Exactly. That's true. That's true.
So coming, and then you coming to what made me come to Canada. I think most of the things in my life have been with a simple thing of go with the flow, and I have been following that, and that's been the rule of my thumb. And I came to Canada on a vacation, and I obviously landed up in Vancouver, and I fell in love with it. And
Right.
I think anybody in the world can not challenge that because Vancouver is that
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize that my staying on a tourist visa would make me, apply for a PR residency, and that is the way
Wow.
you do it, and go for immigration. And I had no idea of all that kind of paperwork and the kind of test and the normal procedure that a lawyer can
Immigration.
explain
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And I went into it, and I stumbled upon it, and it took some time, and then I stayed there and did my PR days, and then I'm so happy and proud that I am in India for a lot of personal reasons, but I have been in Canada for a good more than 12, 14 years of my life. And, it's good that I don't have an accent because I have been staying there and I'm staying in India.
Yeah. Yeah.
But from my heart, I think, you have the yin and the yang symbol. I don't know how
Yeah.
they do it. They have the yin and the yang, and they have two parts of your heart, and
Yeah.
you obviously when you talk about your parents, you speak about mom and dad. You don't only speak about one person. So I feel that India could be my mom because they say Bharat Ma, so let's give them a mom, and then Canada is my father in that sense.
That's true. Yeah. No, it's so beautifully said, like Karma Bhumi and Janma Bhumi, they say it's like that. So, it came and you spent such a long time in Canada. And even when you were in Canada, I remember you've done so many things just apart from PR and being at film festivals and supporting local restaurants. And like, I don't even know. The list is endless. I can go on talking about it's like a fan in front of you right now. So, it's really great what you do and how you inspire people wherever you go. And what I like about you, Rajesh, whichever part, and whoever knows Rajesh Mansukhani will vouch for this, whichever part of the world he is in, he will figure out a way to connect with you. So, to bring you on this Canada Connect is so apt because you've broken all the boundaries. Be it somebody who was in London or in US or in India, in some weird part of India, in Bhandup example, remote part of India, you find a way to connect with these people. Be it and sitting wherever you are, even from India or Canada, your work doesn't stop. You are connecting with the likes on publicists of from BBC to somebody sitting in filmy cafe channel here or somebody sitting in urban Asia, like everywhere. And I'm not just throwing names because you've done it, and the list is endless. So uh, would you ever think of living back again in Canada, or is it like now that is decided you're in India? Do you think you miss Canada because you've been in India for the past few years now?
The fact that I have a Canada Connect platform and the pleasure of talking to you is something besides the box. The fact that I am talking on a stream that will be more so Canada dominant, and it's not going to be Africa or Japan, or we cannot take the name of China, but any other part of the world. But
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that because I feel that it is my connect with Canada that I'm here.
Right.
The connection with you and the connection of all the kind of multitasking and the kind of achievements you have got and the kind of hard work you have done, saying all that for me to come on this to share a platform with you, see what you are doing in your way to connect Canada. And it can only be coined in my head that I will definitely be back in Canada. I've always been coming up and down, and as I said, I don't think it's the right platform or the time to talk about it. But
Yeah,
due to personal reasons, I am here. So then,
that's true.
once things are on a better, state of whatever, and then again, as you said, karma bhumi and all that. So I have to finish some unfinished business in India, maybe, and that is why I'm here. But my heart is there, and
Fantastic. I know.
so it's never that I will miss any of the cherry blossom festivals in Canada ever.
Absolutely. No, no, that's true. Canada is always home. Canada is always open arms. I know you are in Vancouver, but Toronto has a special place for you, and there's a house here for you. So whenever you feel free, just when it permits and you can fly, feel free.
Yeah, but just to put it on record, I was there just last year, so it's not that I was from 10 years back. So it's
That's
not
true.
that it's not that it's been like 10, 14 years. I was just there last year.
I know
So
that's true. That's true. Now tell me a little bit because from the time I've known you, the PR factor that stays has been consistent, has been driving you for so many years to so many places. Tell me a little bit about what do you think PR is, one, and second, how has PR transformed over the years? Tell us a little more about that.
I feel like someone who's not a master in a subject has to define the subject.
Right.
It is they say that you don't sometimes you choose the profession chooses you. Sometimes there are these actors who become accidental actors, and I know of some models who have just stumbled upon and they're walking the ramp and they become big models. And a similar way, I had no genes, or I had no concept of what PR meant because I'm from a business background and dad was from Bollywood and plastic and all the kind of normal businesses a Sindhi household does.
Right.
There was no way that I would be taking up a job or working for someone. And then when I met Shamak and I just happened to do a few of his events and few of his shows, and over that period of like I think maybe 2 decades back, there was not a department in the organization that I belonged to, and then we said, okay, we'll do PR, and then it was just on the ground. So when I say
Mm.
define PR, I think PR for me means obviously public relation. That's the way it's said on the Wikipedia. But I mean it's obviously the prompt response,
Okay.
the polite response. You know what I and it has to also be from your heart. And my CEO claims it that PR is all about PR,
Yeah.
and you need to love your job to do it, because
Right.
it's not for a sane person to get up at 5:30 to read the news in those times where newspapers were the only way to read the news. It's now different.
Right. Right.
And so I think PR has made up my life in the last 20 years, because you
Exactly.
spend nearly half your life doing it, and you have seen so much of news being created, news being generated, you being responsible to create news, you being in the midst of activities which has to generate news. And I feel that the PR of 20 years to PR to what is now is definitely evolved, is changed,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and so be it. But I think that's what is for me.
No, that's fantastic. No, in fact, while we are both, we both giving a quick shout out to our guru, our mentor, Shamak Dawar. That's how we first met, and he gave you the platform to do PR. And again, people prefer like nowadays in this day and age, a profession can take you places like you can't even dream of. Like we didn't think at some point of time, throwback 20 years back, we'll be sitting and having a conversation digitally connected on this Canada Connect platform. But we met through Shamak, the global phenomena, or that institute that he is. You because of your PR skills, and me because I used to teach there and so on. But that common connect was that. And look at what a profession like PR has taken you all around the world. And I've traveled all around the world because of this profession. So the whole idea is, if you pursue something, if you really like something, like you beautifully said, if you really have that PR, that love for your profession, whatever it may be, it could be chef, but in our case PR and dance, and it'll take you places. So thank you to Mr. Shamak Dawar for creating these platforms for us. And the he has been a driving force for me, and that's why I'm sitting in Canada with my family here. So thank you, boss. Thank you, Shamak Dawar. So
No, it is a fact. The point is the kind of dance that he has been imparting globally. And I feel that when you talk about Canada Connect, and you talk about we connecting here, and we talk about how many people you have connected and met in your life, personal, professionally. I think whenever I used to think of anything to speak about dance, and there's the global audiences, I would say that, via his dance, via Bollywood, and via Shamak, he would connect them to the culture.
right,
And I feel that's so important as a not as a commodity, but as a thing that he's sharing to people, because you listen to music and the dance makes it visible, but then it is his vision that is making all these people be there. And it is commendable that it can connect in that way.
right, right. But I know, yeah, I know. If both of us can get on to talking about Shamak, it'll be a different episode and a different, seasons probably, because we both know what our love for Shamak is. But let me come back to PR and ask you, because you've not just mastered the skill of PR when it comes to a dance school or a dance institute. You even helped when it comes to, or have given movie reviews. Your love for Friday films, and having beautiful reviews for movies that have like tanked or topped at the box office. So where is this love and passion for films and PR related to films? And you go by the name Mumbai Raj. You probably can follow him on Twitter there, or just hashtag Mumbai Raj, and you'll see him. It's created a thing like having Mumbai Raj. You rule Mumbai. Your reviews rule Mumbai. And how, like, where does that come from? Tell us a little bit about Mumbai Raj.
Mumbai Raj came through, it may come back as cliche as every answer connecting to Shamak, but what happens is if you are, doing something for 20 years, then every other person or every other name in your phone book
Yeah.
just is because of that, because it's quite a lot of years to happen. And I think Mumbai Raj came up because of two reasons. One of my for my father, because he was connected in the Bollywood industry. And there was a thing that every Friday we did go for premiere shows when we were young. I think I used to go when I was not even wear full trousers. I used to be going when I was wearing short pants and going for premiere shows. And I used to, be a Bollywood struck person on a shooting, and I would be there day and night. And the house was filmy, and it was a whole upbringing which was meant to be like that. I have been bunking college, not school, bunking college and been to a cinema on a Friday. If I did not have a movie ticket on a Friday as a child, I would be sulking. I would be attending a
Wow.
wedding. I would be attending wedding parties before or after a movie because if I did not see it on a Friday, then Saturday was too late for me.
Wow.
And that's been the kind of addiction I have, and it's good to have an addiction for entertainment and anything else in your life, and that's
Right.
kept me going. Even when I was in Canada, I did not miss driving for hours, and I was not a driver in Canada, so I would find volunteers who would do that. And the passion for watching movies and the passion of movie making has been inside me.
Yeah.
And I realized that when I was going to promote some of Shamak's shows at Bollywood events or meeting Bollywood stars, I had a different kind of a aura, and I was like, there's a difference between being starstruck and there's a difference thing between attracted to the creativity or to the actor or to the star, not because of the whole limelight part of it, but I just love the creativity. I love the
Yeah.
way movies are made. I feel passionate. I was getting into movies if I was not getting into PR. So it was like, a different path, but it's got me there.
Yeah.
And cutting it short, with Shamak's work, I used to go on the radio channel at that time in Vancouver by the Sushma Dutt, and there's no other way to address the lady because
Thank you so much. Yes.
she is known in Vancouver and in Canada for the kind of work she has done. And I used to do a Shamak plugin on a radio. That time the station was called RJ 1200. It's now called Spice Radio. And
Okay.
I think the radio station is definitely spicy because it's got the right kind of, blend of the Asians and the kind of what the community needs. Because, when
Yeah.
you leave your country and listen to a Hindi song or talk about Bollywood, it just makes everybody smile in the long drives there. And then Spice has done that. And
Nice.
Sushma has been a major person in my life when I went and started talking about Shamak, just giving what's happening and summer funk is happening and whatever is happening. And she realized that, I have the gift of the gab. And then I also told her that besides the gift of the gab, I also have something that I have inborn that I lisp a lot.
Yeah.
She said, that's fine. You keep lisping as you want, and you have to start the show on your own. It's going to be in the evening, 6 to 6:30. You have 1 hour to come up with a name, and from tomorrow, we'll teach you what has to be done on radio, and we'll have a half an hour show. You script it on your own. You can do what you want, and
Wow.
let's start thinking of the name. And she had left the room.
Yeah. Wow.
And I never felt so cornered, and I said that how can I channel a name, you know, because and then I was scribbling names and Rajesh and Raj, and my handwriting for people who know is like a doctor, and between those doctor kind of handwritings, somewhere there was Bombay and Mumbai and this, and I said, oh, it looks nice. So I just and she, is it done? I said, yeah, Mumbai Raj, lovely.
Fantastic.
So it was born like that, and
Yeah.
because of Sushma, because of Shamak, and then the reviews have been very easy for me because I love watching movies. So I have
Oh,
no problem. Like if I know it's not a chat show, it is a. If you just threw me a movie's name out here and said, okay, you have a timer for 2 minutes to give a review of the movie, I would just
yeah.
go in deep meditation and channel say, okay, let's start. So it's not
Yeah. No, that again, and for people watching, like what I know of Raj, it's not only just Bollywood films. Like you have like Netflix and all the OTT platforms. You probably like it. Just even reviews, like you say it from the Patal Loks to even House of Cards or to Suits. Like you watch anything and everything, and you're like and you're so up to date. Like what I really like is you talk about any show, like the recent Money Heist show. You probably have watched it and binge watched it, and so even and so the name Mumbai Raj is so apt because you probably know of everything that's happening in Mumbai, not just from a dance world perspective, just in terms of I don't want to touch the political topic, but just from what's happening in and around Mumbai, in films, in in businesses, in life. So you keep yourself very updated, with everything that's going on, and that's fantastic because sometimes people may feel how to transform from traditional media, and that's going to be my next question to you, transforming from traditional media to social media now. Like it's such a big phenomena, everybody is on digitally connected now. What are your views, and how has PR world changed for social from the time social media has come in?
you know, uh, I have this dual watch that I'm wearing.
Yeah, I've been noticing that the dual watch, the Canada mug. I didn't want to. You were.
These are few things you need to do because it's not very often that you can be coming across and doing a episode 2 on Canada Connect. So might as well make the most of it. So
You're
if
always
you
welcome on Canada Connect. You are a brand ambassador for Canada Connect.
that's again that's it's very difficult when you are talking live and you're meant not to blush and think and give the right answer. So thank you for that. But the point is that whether you notice the mug or whether you notice the pin that I have from Canada or the dual watch, the reason of me bringing this watch across to on an answer is that you need to be up to times.
That's true.
You need to be in any part of the world. You can be anywhere you are, and you can be of any age. Somebody also asked me the same question some time back, and they asked me differently. They said that how is it that at your age and stage, you keep evolving? And I said that age is just a number,
That's true.
because the point is that things around you don't change. So a person who's watching Netflix is not necessarily only watching drama or political. They are watching cartoons, or they are watching comedy, or they're watching rom-com. That's for everybody. Netflix has
That's true.
come for everyone. you
Exactly.
know we have the same motto for Shamak Happy Will Dance. Everybody dances. Not that only teenagers come to our classes. We have everybody coming to classes, because you have to keep up with the time. So
That's
if you have to convert from the orthodox traditional kind of PR which was earlier done to have a face-to-face interview, and now it does not happen. It happens on a platform like that. You
yeah.
just told me to go on this link. I have never used it.
Yeah.
It's quite different. It's for the first time.
Yeah.
You just use it. Sweetly said, I finished 50 Mumbai Raj live shows. I'm looking at the live chat one, and I was understanding that I didn't know where to keep the phone and what was I doing, and then you stumble upon it, and
Yeah.
you finish 50 shows and you feel comfortable about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's Twitter, whether it is Facebook, if you are not going to keep yourself up,
Yeah.
then I don't think you're in a profession that fits you right.
That's true. That's
So
absolutely. That's
it is
absolutely very
something.
well said. Yeah.
It is something like your season. You cannot be wearing a hot jacket or a cardigan in summer. You need to dress
Yeah.
accordingly.
That's
You
true.
need to stay warm. You cannot be wearing warm clothes in summer. You cannot do that. So if you are in Canada and there are these trends of live Snapchatting, and there is a trend of people announcing their events first on a Twitter, then
Yeah.
announcing on that, and then doing a press release, and then doing a media event. So that's the form that Canada works. That's the
Right.
form India works. And then if I have got a global outreach and I have kind of, not gone to any school, I have not learned anywhere. I just learned by looking and reading, and the kind of freedom and the kind of, confidence and the kind of support my parents and Shamak and everybody around me has given.
Yeah.
I feel that the transition for me has not been difficult. For them, everybody sometimes they ask that how and what's the difference, and I just don't get an answer to give to that, because for me it's been so gradual.
Yeah.
And as I said even earlier in the beginning of your chat, that I just go with the flow. So
Yeah.
there's
That's
something
true.
else going to come, something like Instagram chat came up, and everybody's been doing that, all the stars and everything, and you just go on. And at the moment, if you were here and I could show you from my phone, there would be like all the right,
Live, live, live. Yeah. Yeah.
everybody. It's become a new symbol to show people you are alive.
Yeah, no, no, that's again. So thank you, Rajesh, for beautifully saying that, sharing that. I'd also like to let people know that Rajesh is not only about Bollywood films. He probably knows the new thing that's going around with Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, and right to the new upcoming actors and stars who are just used to be child actors to now like somebody like a Gibran Khan, and even models. Like, you've kept your fashion thing going, your cooking thing going, a digital app. Like, for people who've not been watching some of his Instagram live videos, please watch it, because it's very educational, very inspirational. The kind of people that you've connected with, Rajesh, the kind of people that come on your show, people who are entrepreneurs, CEOs, and dance enthusiasts, and like the list is endless. These SoFit gurus, the yoga gurus, and models. Like, it's just I don't even know how you do it, why you do it, when you do it, how do you have the time to do it, to keeping up with such talented people around you, and and giving them a platform like this, because it takes a lot of time. I see you, preparing for these videos, preparing for these interviews, and then coming and giving a big part of you. It tires you as well, in some way energizes you, because you're like, hey, that other person is doing it, let me get motivated and do it. So how do you connect with all these people? Like, it's crazy. And it's commendable.
I just need to correct you on that when you said that I give them the platform. I don't think that's the case because they're all friends, and I feel that they give me a platform and they are giving me their time because it's very nice on a lockdown and a scenario that is happening globally at the moment. 2020 is going to be a lesson in history for most of the people coming in the next generation, and we
True.
have been a part of that. And so the kind of connecting, so the kind of technology, and so the kind of keeping your creativity and the kind of missing your friends. So then I have been with friends who are catching up with me, and I hang with them, and it's just as simple as giving them a message and saying, let's go live today, and they say yes. And it's different for different people because they have their different profession, and I'm not a journalist, and
Yeah.
I do it as a chat because they are my friends. So all of them who have come have been my friends, and they just open their heart. And we really, for some people, sometimes watching it, as you said, they must watch it. It may not be a connect for them in that sense because it's quite personal. I
Yeah.
know them over a bit of years, so we just get into it,
Right.
and we started from there. So I feel it's again been something that just happened because of my yoga, sir. I have been deeply induced and grateful for yoga, and I think I could not imagine me going on, ranting about yoga, and I could go on till you would say that, it's time to cut. We're not talking about yoga, but it's that important, and I feel
That's
people
true.
get it when I'm saying that how important yoga is. And I wanted to help myself. He's one of the most phenomenal person who's doing Zoom classes now in Texas and Singapore and
Fantastic.
everywhere through Zoom. And he's beautiful to do it with him as a first show. And I always feel that I wanted to really get him in front of a camera and share the expertise with everybody because he was giving me so much of knowledge. I said, let's
Fantastic.
share. And from there on, it went to different people. So talking to director or talking to a publicist or talking to someone who's an editor for a newspaper is
Yeah.
just very enthralling to talk to them because it is not a time to brag about it, but these are not scripted
Yeah.
because I can't believe that you would have a piece of paper and I would be reading an answer or and everybody's doing it things on their own, so there is no quite equipment of having a teleprompter and then you're looking there, looking here.
Yeah.
It is live. When I mean it is live, and they say live, this is live, so it's not going to be edited.
Yeah.
It is live. I'm saying it and I'm cracking some bad jokes. Some are good, some are bad. They are there. So be it. So
Yeah.
that's the way Instagram live happened, and I think
Yeah.
again, cliche, go with the flow. I just did it.
Yeah.
I don't feel it is a big deal.
Yeah, no, again, and that's just you being humble, Raj, because for a lot of people, it is a big deal because people don't even know where to go on Instagram and what is this live and how do I come on, and but it's commendable. It's just very humble of you to say that no, it's a platform that they are giving you instead of you giving them. No, it's to start something and to consistently go at it and finish 50 shows. Not everybody does it, and it's a lot of time, hard in a, and that also in a very short span of time. Like if there was a IGTV award, I probably think you could get that. you know,
I
because
mean, I've been hoping that something like that comes up because it's been a lot of creative juices coming in, and I like that, and I like the idea that it comes, and I'm quite humbly waiting if there's anybody to start an IGTV award. I'm very happy. I've got my acceptance speech ready. I will definitely do that live. I will not do it live, and I will do the whole ceremony live. It's. I think the point is, Mitul, on a serious note, whether they talk about Instagram live, they talk about Facebook live, people have to know how to live.
that's true.
People need to know that if you need to live, you need to also make others feel alive.
Yeah.
So I do it, and they are friends. And sometimes the show is not on a main channel; it's just on my Instagram, and there are people who watch it and people who comment it, and then it becomes you're all friends, and there's a discussion, and then I understand that how projects on a larger scale are put, and then people put so much of energy, so much of this, because there have been times I've done the show and the climate in Mumbai, like the people in Mumbai, keeps changing. It's sometimes storm, sometimes raining, sometimes sun, and you sat there for an hour and it is live. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to get up now and say, "Ki, just 1 second, I'm just putting the blinds
True.
down." So the
True.
sun has come up, sometimes the sun has gone down. So you're suddenly looking black and white. And so it's beautiful, and I love
Yeah.
the creativity. And now I've understood that in my corner of the house, where does the sun come at 5:30? Where goes at 6:30? So you already are in that kind of position, and then you're learning lighting. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fantastic. No, it is really amazing, Raj, to chat with you, to talk to you, to share this platform with you. And of course, like I know you've just finished a live chat, like maybe a few minutes back, and you're back here with a new outfit, new and ready, charged up. So, no, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your love for life, and you have a really big heart because you give your platform open to so many different people from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and you connect with them. And nowadays with the whole idea of social media, so to speak, it's a little out, like it's a little hatke from the script. It's not scripted. What I like about your thing, it's raw, it's very, like you correctly said, no filters, it's very personal. So now, and people want to, when some Bollywood stars are clicking a personal picture, it tends to get a lot more reach, it tends to get because people want to connect, like how did you do. And everybody, like we're human beings, everybody has their own challenges, everybody has their own ways of going down and coming out of it. And there is a person, there's a human behind it. Like I know you had like really great film directors and sets producers and the editors of some shows, and and you for you it may be like, hey, I know the guy, and of course it's an honor for them to come to your platform, and both ways. But no, but thank you for doing things like that, because you're giving a platform. And I know there are so many people who have been a first time on those shows. So you've taken that initiative, Raj, and that's why it's happening. People could be just sit down and sulking at home, but you're like, no, let me challenge up and change up my creative juices, and digitally connect with people. And uh, so no, thank you for doing that. I have two more questions for you. One is, what advice would you give to somebody who is new into the PR world, who's just starting up, or what would you tell them?
Among the long list of things that you said that I've done in my life, from restaurant to, hosting shows and PR and the other Instagram live chats, I think one thing that you missed was is that before the lockdown, I also went to two of the media colleges to give a little lecture on
Yeah,
PR.
yeah,
And that fascinated me because I never thought that I would be entering a front of people and they would be there, and then there are so many eyes because people like you who have performed on stages and all my other friends who perform, they don't care. And I've always been on the back. And then you can do Instagram live, which happened now, but this happened before that. And I entered a
yeah.
college and there are these girls and boys, and I'm saying,
You're a guest speaker for a PR college, for people who don't know.
yes,
Yes,
yes. I was a PR for Ayman. There's a big, beautiful place called the International Indian Module for United Nations, and they do a lot of stuff for kids. So they called me to do that. And there's
fantastic.
a Parveen Gandhi Media College in Villaparle in Mumbai.
Mhm.
So both of them happened like in one week. I had two lectures, and I said like I'm not the one who prepares, and I can't again take notes, and and then God bless them for me not writing on the board because nobody understood what I would write. So I didn't have you know, or I don't know what in the cricket come they are called the runner or something. I would have a person to write for me, but that didn't happen. So I had to just use whatever comes to me in my head, and the same thing they asked me there. So to just bring that to this,
Yeah,
someone asked me what advice would you give to a PR person, and I said that, and I was already not in a capacity to give that answer. I said, oh, okay. I said, and she was a girl, so I said, do you wear high heels or do you wear flats?
yeah.
So she didn't understand why was I asking that. So she said, no, I prefer wearing high heels. I said, then you can never do PR. Then it was a joke, and then everybody understood that the point is that when you are doing PR, you need to be on your feet.
That's true.
You need to be on your feet, not just standing, but also you have to be standing alert in your head. If you're going to be wearing high heels and thinking what's happening in fashion and not comfortable with the way you are, to stay awake. And I asked another person like a quiz, and that's why I'm telling you the advice was
Yeah,
high heels. The other person I asked, at what time do you sleep in the night?
yeah.
And then he said that I sleep by 8, 9. So I said that PR is not meant for you
Yeah.
again because you can start at 9 and 10, and then you
Okay.
need to wait for the photographs to come in. So the advice for a person who wants to start in PR is not scary. It's the most beautiful job to have because it's quite fun. It's
Yeah.
creative. You need to work with different kind of people, whether it is a brand, whether it is any organization that you're doing PR for. It could be medicines, it could be cars, it could be real estate, it could be anything,
Yeah.
but it's enjoyable because you are in touch with media, you're trying to do different things. So I think the advice is that if you are capable of burning the candles at both the ends of your life, you are a person who is not an introvert but an extrovert.
Right.
You are not doing it only for the point of money, you're doing it also because you love the passion of having a hard copy of a paper. You want to be responsible to commit to create news
Right.
and have your own little masala to do it well, and
Yeah.
not just go over the top. I think that's the right advice to do, that people who want to do PR must stay organic and follow their heart.
Right. And how easy is it to get into the field? Like, I know sustaining is difficult and challenging because you have to be on your toes, you have to keep going, but how easy it is to, because nowadays somebody can just put a phone live and they're like, hey, I'm next journalist. Like, people have to qualify for it and or on the job or get the right skill. How easy it is, like in Mumbai or in Canada, to get into a PR industry?
See, anything half baked doesn't work. Whether
Right.
it's a movie made half baked, whether it is a
Yeah.
dancer who's half baked
Yeah.
and trying to open up their classes and mushroom up and feel they're becoming an instructor when
Yeah.
they have not groomed themselves up, they haven't done a technique of ballet, they
Yes.
don't know the terms of jazz. So if you have either learned like I learned on the ground for 20
Yes.
years and I can speak here today,
Yes.
with confidence and give a talk on PR because I've
Right.
done over 20 years. But
Experience.
with nowadays time, with the experience, you get an application to an intern. So
Hmm.
you become an intern, you learn under someone. So that's
Yeah.
an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Also, there are numerous courses for creative writing, for marketing, because these are all connected kind of tools that branch out from PR. You need to
Right.
know the creative department. You need to know how to write a press release. You need to know, everything. And then there are so many institutes opened up now. So once you qualify yourself, and then you really again have that drive, because it
Hmm.
is it is not a job where you're going to be on the spotlight.
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to be walking the carpet. You have to set it up for your client. You need to
Correct.
get your product in the front. So you need to
Right.
also understand that there has to be a lot of humility coming in. You
That's
need
true.
to have to put your ego in the pocket. It's
Yeah.
different than people like me now, and many other people who have done this work have their own agencies, and they have got their name in the industry, and they
Correct.
come out in the front and they speak. But truly speaking, a PR person's work must speak and not he. If
Correct.
I am doing the talking, then what is my client doing?
That's true.
If I'm
That-
sitting in front and talking, then what is he doing?
That's true.
So you need to be ready to be giving, being to multitask, and understand that times are changing. You
Yeah.
need to know how to write. You need to know how to send it out. You need to be a digital expert. You need to be a social media expert. You
Yep.
need to know that your everything is with in tune with time. So it's not difficult,
Yeah.
but it's not easy either.
Right. Right. Okay. That's great advice for somebody who's trying to get into the field. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I think anything else you'd like to talk about, Raj? Anything? Any other advice? Anything you'd like to share?
I just feel that times keep changing, and people keep changing because they change their countries, they change their job, they change their profession, and but the point is that if you are keeping your heart and soul intact in what you are doing at that moment, and living in that moment, and going with the flow, I think that's the best thing one should do, because it doesn't mean that if I'm in Bombay today, I'm sounding different.
Yeah.
I can be in Vancouver and I will do this with you from Toronto to Vancouver.
Right.
Just the transitions would have been different,
Yeah.
but what I would speak would still be the same, because it is Canada Connect, and we are supposed to be speaking to encourage people, to motivate people, to connect people. And I feel somehow what I want to tell people, and I hope people remember this. It sounds like because of the Mumbai Raj shows, I have this line that I say. It looks like choti muh badi baat, because you don't know who's watching, and then some people
That's true.
feel what is this person giving advice. But I feel that people must now understand that the time of giving
Hmm.
is a time to be open. It's a
Yeah.
time to connect with your own self. but also for others. And I think something like what you are doing is commendable as well. And I think everybody doesn't mean that you don't make the money. Doesn't mean
Mm,
that you don't have your downtime. You can enjoy your Netflix. You can
exactly.
chill. You can chill and do what you want in your summer. But I think it's time that people give back. And I have learned that a little late in life. I kept saying that earlier, and I realized that it's just the time to give back. And it's wrong again that the fact that you give back, you get it back. But that should
True.
not be your
Motive. Yeah.
motive. It's not that, I just gave 50 shows to Mumbai Raj and I've got it back and I've come and done an interview here. So it's like you get it back.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
true.
must believe in instant karma and, not instant coffee all the time. It doesn't work.
That's true. No, thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for sharing all these beautiful thoughts. And I like the way you said PR is not only about public relations, it's press release and it's prompt response, and so many beautiful thoughts. I'm probably going to go back to the video and start and re-watch the video again to see things that because we are so on the go right now, and to just absorb everything that we've spoken and so much information that you've shared. So once again, thank you. Before I let you go, Raj, I want to ask you one last thing. What is the mantra you go by? What is your mantra? What do you wake up in the morning and look forward to? What is your mantra? Last thing.
My mantra is to always go with the flow and believe that there is God who has a plan.
Right.
And I don't have those cliche 4 or 5 sentences which you follow.
Yeah.
And your people have New Year resolutions. People have a mantra for every phase of their life. When they are
Yeah.
in college, they have a different mantra. When suddenly they change, money becomes the mantra, and then money mantra has been a big factor for everybody in today's time and in earlier times. I don't have a fixed mantra, and I can be as honest and as unfiltered as I can be. I think I believe in instant karma. I like drinking instant coffee, and I
Yes.
know there's instant karma. So I think
Yeah.
my to go for thing is that you need to give it back.
Yeah.
You need to go with the flow, and whatever mantra you have, whether you're chanting the mantra of Om in the morning, or you're chanting Gayatri mantra, because of the close community and the religion and the philosophy that I follow and I belong to, like a half Parsi in my blood,
Yeah.
you know, the good thoughts and the good word and the good deeds is definitely that I can sum up with, because that's one
Fantastic.
thing is always there in a subconscious level, and I
Yeah.
think that should be for everybody and just not for people who feel that it sounds nice and just a nice saying. It is practical, and
Fantastic.
you think right, and you do right, you will be on the right path. So I think that's my mantra.
Thank you. No, thank you again, Raj. It has been an absolute pleasure. Always, it's been an absolute pleasure. Not now from the time the from Shanghai bus days to right till up until now, where we are on this digital platform. Thank you for giving us your time, and good luck with all that you do. And people watch his shows. Go on to Instagram, Mumbai Raj, and connect with him there. I think we've lost his connection there, but once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay safe. If you would like to come up on the show here, feel free to reach out. My details are right below, and follow us on our Facebook group, Canada Connect. Thank you, and have an awesome day. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.